receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to Sooner Nation in Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the Colorado Buffaloes, taking on a participant from the playoff last year, the Oklahoma Sooners. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. And the Sooners will get us started with the opening kickoff. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. On the ground, it's Allen. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up one. This is a kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged, but when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
The Sooner fans booming. A cacophony of noise at the Palace on the Prairie on third down. Throws to the wideout. Caught over the middle. It's Duggan. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Bringing the heat. He just got rid of that one to save the down, didn't see anything he liked. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. The give to the back. Fights off a defender. They'll say he goes out of bounds, mark it at the 46.
And this running back right now is sending a very clear message. He doesn't want to just be known as a guy that can run around you or run away from you. He wants you to know he can lower the shoulder and get those tough yards if need be.
And the Buffaloes are at the line looking to convert on third and short. Wants to throw on third down. Fakes to grab. He gets the job done on third down. They move the chains. It's at the 37. They emptied the roster, put every receiver they had out there, it seemed, and they were able to pick up enough for the first down.
Yeah, when you do that with all that speed on the field, you spread it out. What do you got to do? Find the matchup. Find the speed advantage with one of my wide receivers. Get that good matchup. Get the easy first down.
Wants to throw on first down. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
You want to make a guy that's elite, that's one of the best in the business, start to become more and more human. Keep getting hits on. Nice job by the defense, getting in his face, being physical. Make him feel your presence. Don't let him get comfortable back there in that pocket.
Give to the back. Hard running there. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground.
Well, it just seems like everything is working for the offense on this drive. Another nice game, this time on the ground.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line? Man, oh man, that ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way, at least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there. He didn't have it.
Second down, they'll go to the air. And he just flat dropped it. I think he wanted to run before he secured it.
Just got to finish the play for the wide receiver. You got to look that one in and complete it. It's a bad drop.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Here's the pressure. A shot toward the end zone. And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
On that third down, they took a shot in the end zone, just couldn't connect. QB and receiver not on the same page, and now it's decision time if you're the head coach on fourth.
Never a doubt. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
And on this opening drive, the D gave up some yards, but that's okay. They buckled down when they needed to. They forced the field goal, keeping the home crowd still engaged, still excited, and now they get the football.
And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. They'll leave it with him. Makes a pass to Marker. Turning it on. At the 20. Touchdown Sooners. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
And the offense punches it in again, and we call his name again. That's 2 touchdowns now in 2 games with still more to be played. I tell you what, I think this guy's name will be called a lot more throughout the season. He's that kind of good.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. That one's going to get a little star marked beside it on the play sheet. One play, explosive, touchdown just like that. The returner will field it and try to do some business. Here he comes from his own end zone.
You know, a lot of offensive coordinators script the first, 5 to 10 to 15 plays. You don't usually draw that up for inside your own 10. Bad field position to start. This offense needs to come out, get a few positive plays first to get out the shadow of your own end zone.
Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. A little bit of feeling each other. Had nowhere to go, couldn't get it out of the end zone. He'll take the safety. And they'll set up with a free kick from their own 20.
Oh, and how about this defense? Understanding where they are in the field. They got a chance to put points on the board, and they do.
Offense making its way onto the field to start the drive. The run from the shotgun. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. Makes the grab on the left. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
Quarterback may change this route. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. He's going to run it. Nice run there to keep things moving before they force him out of bounds.
And usually when a QB takes off and scrambles, it's because the defense didn't do a great job keeping lane integrity, not keeping him in the pocket, letting him get outside, and then he can do damage. Then it's the next play that you have to play instead of this just the original pass. So defense has got to do a better job of keeping that guy in the pocket.
To the air on first down. quickly complete. Open space at the 25. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
One thing this team has shown early this year, it does not take them long to find their footing. They get off to fast starts. That was critical for them winning their first game, and you've seen it here in this one too. They show up ready to go. There's no sleepwalking. I think you got to give this coaching staff a ton of credit for putting their players in good positions to have success.
The returner will field it and try to set up his offense in great field position. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Brought down at the 31 after a pickup of 10 yards on that one.
How about that play by the speed back? We hear about speed backs, and he's not the guy that runs in between the tackles. But let me tell you something. When you're trying to catch a guy like that and you're running full speed with everything you have, a lot of time you're just trying to get him to the ground, and you're not trying to put a good shot on him. And then all of a sudden they're breaking tackles. Great job by that young man.
Wants to go up top on first down. Got it behind the line. It's Allen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning.
Man, on those screen passes, I want those defensive linemen to run right up the field, and I want to throw it right over their head where I got some space and I can get my running back going. That is the opposite of what happened right there. There was no space. He couldn't even get going.
The Buffaloes trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Back to pass on second down. Fires to the wideout. Oh, it's picked off. A rare mistake from this guy. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Nothing going right for this team early in the first quarter here. The defense is getting gashed, and now you've thrown a pick. The head coach has got to get his team together and get everybody to calm down and settle in.
And this defense, they've got to do a big job here. Like, offense puts you in a bad spot. You haven't had some great moments, but this possession, we got to get a stop, got to stop the bleeding, and get the ball back to our offense.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Back to the ground with the running back. Breaks into the open. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
Really nice run. This guy brings balance to this offense. It's not all high-flying aerial passing attack, too. You go back to Adrian Peterson, DeMarco Murray, Samaje Perine. They've always had guys in these spread-up tempo offenses that have been able to give them balance and force the defense to stay honest. That's exactly what this guy brings the Sooner offense.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. From the gun, running back on the move. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and we'll get ready to change sides for the second quarter. How about these two running games so far? Dominance on the ground as we look at the first quarter stats. Big turning point as we head into the second and get this game rolling again. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on third down. Might be changing the route. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Makes the catch along the sidelines and steps out of bounds. And on fourth down, here comes the field goal unit. And he'll try to knock it through from the right hash and 35 yards out. Absolutely center cut. And that will extend their lead even further.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays. Like, the passing game is obviously the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field. Find those guys down the field.
And you know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of to get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities. But I like David's idea. Maybe move some guys around and see if you can create some better one-on-one matchups.
Hauls it in. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Using the quick game, he'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
And the Buffaloes will line up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Cradles it at the 35. Makes a move. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. They kicked a field goal on the last drive, Jesse. They've got the lead. Don't make a dumb mistake, but maintain your aggressive play calling.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think it's the play caller right now just taking a look at that script he's got in front of him and finding out where are my playmakers, who can we take advantage of on this defense to get a touchdown here, David.
Yeah, and just keep moving the ball down the field. Just execute.
There he goes. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Really nice job there by the quarterback understanding it's blitz, and not just that it's blitz, but knowing whether it's man coverage or zone coverage behind the blitz. You've still got to know where your answer is going to be based on what the defense is doing in the back end, and he add the answer to the test right there.
Now on first down from the 28. Looking downfield on first down. They've got the screen set up. They've got him now. He almost picked up that first down on the screen.
And he didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If he could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
The Sooners look to keep this drive humming. Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking to throw on first down. He's got it on the run. And he'll run into the end zone. Touchdown Sooners. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
Nice throw, nice catch, and I think we're going to see and hear a lot of that guy to that guy. A touchdown catch in game 1, now a touchdown catch in game 2. They're going to continue to find that playmaker throughout this season.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Boone. And the returner will be knocked down. Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. Looking to throw on first down. Got his man downfield. He goes out of bounds. They'll mark him right at the 30-yard line. That's the kind of play that can give a drive momentum. Live by the blitz, get hit with a chunk play on the blitz too, especially if you're man up on that dude.
And you know what? You lose some battles, especially to receivers like this who are so elite. You're going to lose some of those, but
Oh, he's got some space. He'll be stopped and forced out of bounds. Mark it at the 47-yard line, and this offense is going to work. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. They're working that left side. Crosses the 30. He's got away. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Bucs! When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short, and he did the rest of the work.
And that kick was perfectly down the middle. And he's going to bring this one out. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Setting up the screen. On the move at the 30. There he goes. Inside the 30. He's at the 10. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. And these running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy showed you right there, a difficult guy to stop now if you're this defense moving forward.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Finds his tight end. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
Nice quick throw there, and it's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw, and you can tell.
And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
I know it's early in this game, but, man, this defense has had their number. They've done a great job, already built a huge lead, now getting this offense in a situation where they got to pass.
He'll off one deep down the left side. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. And the Buffaloes racing to the line in a hurry up. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
Timeout, Colorado.
The Buffaloes will send out the punt unit. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Well, what that punt lacked in height, it made up for by being short. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. Take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Wants to throw on 1st down. He's going for it all. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there.
Sometimes as a quarterback, when you're feeling the rhythm and you're feeling yourself, you just want to keep taking shots, right? This guy's already thrown 3 touchdown passes. He saw a look he liked, decided to let her fly. Haven't seen a lot of balls falling complete, especially deep down the field. That one did, but I'd expect this guy to keep letting it go.
After the incompletion, they go back up top. And they can't hook up, going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
And this QB's had some success, man, throwing to the football to the end zone. Like 3 touchdown passes today. Nice job by the defense responding, right? Don't give up more big plays. Understand he's going to be aggressive and take shots.
Just what they'd hoped for on third down as they've got a first at the 32.
And those are so hard to defend. You know, the quarterback, obviously he's doing the run-pass option and creating some indecision in my head. And look at that. He hands it off, and the back gets a quick 10. Easy. You know, like just chews up yardage. Just really, really tough to stop those kind of plays.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down mark. The Sooners in a good spot here with second and short. Handoff to the lone back. Oh, what a move. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. And the Sooners come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Wants to adjust the pattern. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Looking to the end zone. Sweet throw and catch along the sideline. It's enough for the first down.
This offense is clicking, and clearly everything is working. The offensive coordinator's calling good plays. The quarterback and his unit is executing. And this defense right now, they have no answers.
This offense is about to face the one thing that can stop it. Time expiring in the first half. Before then, they can get another score. And the defense sold out to stop the run, and they do here on first down. Can the D deny them on second and goal? They'll move the wide receiver. Got it back on second and goal. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
And on that situation on the 1-yard line, the defense brings so many guys. Palmer gets in the backfield, creates the negative play.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the overall athleticism of this defense. They've got guys flying to the ball.
Touchdown Sooners! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And this is blowout city. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen explosive plays. They scored again here right before halftime. I don't know, guys. I mean, can we do running clock in the second half?
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. So they take advantage of good field position and move it 46 yards. And they finish it off with the score from the 4. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. To the air on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
He's going to throw deep right side. He's got it along the sideline. Here he goes. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Colorado.
Man, what a great way to end the first half. It wasn't a perfect first half. A lot of mistakes, still trailing by a lot. But here's the deal. Now you put yourself in a position. Go make some things happen. Force some turnovers. Play good in the second half. Who knows what will happen?
And he puts through the extra point. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. the Buffaloes will kick it off to start the second half. He's going to take a chance from midway in his end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. Not sure they had to make many adjustments at halftime as they try to build on this lead here in the third. Trying to set the tone on the ground in the second half. Pushes ahead for two. They'll mark it at the 17.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Snagged out of the air. That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30.
I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
Here comes the heat. Stands in and takes the hit. Pulls in the deep ball. And the explosive play, they're on the move all the way to the 44.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This offense had so much success in that first half, so in the third quarter, they come out, and the quarterback looks like he's still dealing. This has been a really nice drive. That was a really nice throw. Just keep doing what you're doing if you're on offense.
Oh, they're after him. Firing to the right, complete. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down.
And this quarterback wasn't thinking about taking off and running with that one. He was outside the pocket, but he kept his eyes down the field. He kept reading the coverage. He was surveying to find an open target. Accurate throw, and they get the first down.
Motion from the wideout. They just keep firing. A little screen to the running back. They drag him down, but not before he's moved the chains, and the screen pass is effective.
Great job, too, by the QB there, holding the ball as long as possible, allowing the pass rush to get upfield, and at the very last second, getting it to his guy so that he can go get the first down.
They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Quick strike complete. He stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. An explosive play has him set up.
And that was a nice throw by the QB. When you see that drag route coming across the field, how about putting the ball right on his numbers? Not high, not low, where he has to stop his momentum. Right on the numbers where he can catch it, keep running, and chew up some yards after the catch.
Touchdown, Oklahoma! How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option?
Another nice drive put together. And this offense through 2 weeks, man, they look legit. This team's about to be 2-0. All of their dreams in front of them. This team looks like a national championship contender.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Washington has opened up the playbook, and they are scoring in bunches right now. This offense has been electric. They're up 14 over Washington State. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Wants to go up top on first down. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. He's got it on the outside. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Buffaloes!
And I think it's pretty clear. They went into the half and said, we're getting the ball, and we're going to be aggressive. And how about the aggressive shot down the field? Play one of the second half to start it, and he goes all the way to the end zone. That is how you start a half fast.
Here he comes from midway in the end zone. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. The Sooner offense field. They still have the lead, but a productive drive here would keep it a comfortable lead. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
They'll try the run. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
This defense has got some monsters up front. Individual athleticism. You see guys winning their one-on-ones. They're getting pushed. They're swimming the offensive lineman and then converging on the running back.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Got his man quickly. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Might be calling a hot route. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Got his man. And he's ridden to the ground, but there's also a flag down. Let's check the call. So the big gain, all for naught, brought back due to the laundry on the field, and they'll try it again. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. He's got it. They finally get to him. But what a play there to pick up the 1st down. The Sooners come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking downfield on 1st down. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. He's got it down the right side. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as they get him down at the 37.
Man, we knew coming into this game just how explosive this offense could be, and a big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points, and it's because they can generate plays like that. When this quarterback sees the one-on-one matchup he wants, he is not afraid to pull the trigger, and he hits a big throw there.
The Sooners have this offense rolling. They'll try the left side. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
Out of the gun, the inside give. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. They get to him as he throws. And it's incomplete. Good play downfield by the DB.
And that's a play on 3rd down. This offense just has to do a better job protecting their quarterback. Give him a split second more time to complete that throw, but they couldn't do it there.
They punted away on 4th down. How about this? It's out of bounds inside the 10, and they're going to mark it right around the 5-yard line. What a great job there. They are backed up. Defense smelling blood as this drive starts at the 5. Gonna run it. It's Allen. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the 1st down.
Man, that was a good run, but it was almost even better. Great job by the offense. Keep the running game going. You get big chunks like this. Not only was that a big chunk, it also looked like it could have gone for more.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
Not all guys have the ability to break on the football, go make a play, and catch it. You play defense for a reason. A lot of the wide receivers are the ones that do most of the catching. Great job by the defense securing the INT.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver, he's going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
They'll throw again after the incompletion. Looking to scramble. Pressure's there and he lets it go. Nothing doing downfield. He'll cut his losses and throw it away. It'll be third down. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion. Quarterback making checks. On third and long, he has to throw for it. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. And the Sooners line up to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Coverage team does a good job and touches it dead. No return on this one. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the catch. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. These two quarterbacks have produced as we check out their numbers after 3. Just about ready to go in the fourth, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. So the final period starts with a second down play. Handoff from the gun. Slithers into space. Tackled at the 28. It's a pickup of 5.
On second down defensively, I'm always like, hey, let's get to third down. Really good job by the offense. It's like, nah, we're going to stick this run right down your throat, get the first down on second down. We don't need third downs.
Offense has it at the 28 on first down. They'll go to the ground. Look out, he's got room. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with the first down.
A huge gain. Probably would have loved to say this earlier in the game. Probably would have loved to have some of these runs and had a little bit more success running the football earlier. Now, I might think about maybe cranking the tempo and probably, if I'm going to need these runs, I'm going to need to go ahead and score on these runs, or I'm going to need to start chucking the football.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
They'll go up top on second and short. Finds the tight end. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
Wants to throw on first down. Flips it out to the back. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Really good job by the defense. Seeing the running back. Don't let that dude who's super fast, elusive, catch the ball in space. Nice job staying glued to him. As soon as he caught that puppy, he got drilled.
Back to pass. Quarterback strolling away from heat. Swings it out to the flat. Couple of guys there to get him on the ground.
And that's why this QB's speed is such an asset. He can use it to his advantage, buy himself time to make a nice throw down the field.
They'll throw on third and short. Escapes the pressure to his right. And the missed connection on third down.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode, and what is that? The defense knows that. Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback, and you've already struggled protecting your guy today and creating those explosive plays. This offense is going to have to buckle up and really protect their guy up front.
Working that left side now. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
That's an awesome effort by the receiver there because he didn't have the first down once he caught the pass. He had to be able to make a guy miss. And with his athleticism and skill, he's able to do that. And as a result, fresh set of downs for the offense.
He gets right to the edge of the red zone. He's out of bounds at the 20.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
Man, did he have a read on that one and almost had the pick. It'll be third down. And the Buffaloes are at the line looking to convert on third and short.
Well, this guy must feel like he's run into a buzzsaw in this game. He has been under duress all game long, and that's a big reason why he's thrown multiple interceptions in the game, too. Nothing coming easy to him. It's hard to see the field when your internal clock is going off so fast because of the pressure of this defense, and that's why they find themselves down by so much here in the fourth.
On fourth down, looking to pass. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. And that decision will be questioned for a while. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Got his man in the middle. And he was knocked down immediately. Very short pickup on that one.
Well, they execute the in route. Now, how about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
Wants to fire on second down. Just a hair too much on it from this big-arm sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, just not able to connect that time with his target on the in-breaking route. Got to have a little bit better rhythm. You know these windows are going to be small over the middle of the field, and that's why you try to put some extra mustard on it, but I think that time that's what forced the incompletion.
They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. The Sooners come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The offense changing the play. Looking to throw again. He'll take a deep shot here. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play. You've got a big lead in the fourth quarter, and you take that shot, and you stop the clock. And it's a long shot, but you're letting teams hang around.
And I prefer to win. Like, I want to make sure. You know, if I'm up, I'm going to run the football, but there's definitely a school of thought in nowadays where I'm putting up stats and I'm keeping the pedal to the floor.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now has taken out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place. And that time, they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
He'll wave for the fair catch and haul it in at the 25. And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on fourth downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
Just a short pass to the tight end. They've got him down at the 40 after he ripped off 15 yards.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
And this QB has been on top of it. He's made good reads. You could tell, taking care of the football, put up a lot of yards. He's over 350 on the day now.
That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. To the air on 1st down. Fires to the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. Listen, they got beat up today. But moving on in the future, they've got some good pieces. They got to find a way to fit them together, create some explosive plays on this offense, because today they've been lacking. And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game.
You know, as a quarterback, he's your best receiver. He's one of the best in the country, but it's going to be hard to get completions thrown his way on 3rd down into double coverage. On that one, you got to let your eyes take you somewhere else, because someone else was probably open.
Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. Bringing it back. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown Sooners. They add on to this lead, and it looks as if they'll be moving to 2-0.
This has been the story of the game. Everything going their way. Offensively, special teams, and now on defense. Here in the 4th quarter, they're still being aggressive. They're still jumping these throws. And he picked that thing off and took it all the way to the house.
Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll start this drive going to the air. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on. And now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Here's a throw downfield late. Makes the catch on the left. Finds some room. And he'll take it in for the touchdown. It won't have much impact on the outcome of the game, but it is a fabulous parting gift, a consolation prize, if you will.
Well, you got to love the attitude of this team. I know they're still down by a lot on the scoreboard, but a really nice job by the quarterback. Accurate throw on that touchdown pass.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Week in and week out, guys, you never know what's going to happen in college football. Check this out. Rice is having its way offensively, just marching up and down the field at a breathtaking pace. They're up by 18 over Ball State. We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. This drive will open from the 15. He might want another play. He'll start this drive going to the air. Takes a shot as he lets it go. Snags it on the right. They'll make the stop, but that 1st down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out. Looks as if they're going to get the W behind a really good performance from their passing attack and maybe hold that edge in the rankings as well, fellas.
They're going to hold the edge. They're going to create some separation, too, I think, because of the throwing ability. This quarterback came into this game lighting it.
Picked it off, and this defense really needed something to go right.
It's all about making plays, and this guy's been waiting to make his mark on this team. He gets his first interception of the season, and what a momentum-changing play for his team.
Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. It has been a rather forgettable day that's finally coming to a close. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
And this is a tough spot for QB, man. Like, he knows he's down big and has to make big plays down the field, but also got to be smart because this defense, you can tell, bringing in extra bodies, playing the pass, maybe take the dink and dunk, let your guys make some plays because they are definitely playing the deep end.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. He's not afraid to go deep. Oh, man, he almost picked that one off in the end zone. Instead, it'll be 3rd down.
Well, on that last deep shot, it looked to me like the quarterback probably forced that ball into coverage. But can you really blame him, guys? I mean, these two have already hooked up for 2 touchdowns in the game. If I'm him, I'm thinking the same thing. Even when he's covered, he's open. He's shown the ability to climb the ladder and make contested catches. So I don't mind him taking another shot there.
And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. Boy, if they don't convert this 4th down, there will be questions to be answered. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Makes the grab on the big throw. They're able to make the stop, but this offense running plays and racking up yards all the way to the end as they get the W.